Alright, welcome to the Blue Futon. Have you ever wanted to see a movie and you're thinking, oh man, it's not going to come to theaters, but then all of a sudden it's on Netflix out of nowhere? Well, that's what happened with the Cloverfield Paradox. Who knew when watching the Super Bowl, you would be getting a Cloverfield movie right after it? Like, really? Kind of shocking. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm watching Cloverfield and I'm going to let you know what I think of Cloverfield Paradox right after this break. Alright, I just got done watching the Cloverfield Paradox, and it's a space drama of sorts, of people going into space, space drama, of trying to figure out how to find the best energy source because Earth is depleting energy at an extremely rapid pace, and now they got to figure out a way to get clean energy or worthwhile energy for Earth to come. Of course, they get to space after 2 years, failure after failure after failure. Then all of a sudden, success. But with this success becomes a weird paradox shift of switching dimensions and random people showing up at events and worms disappearing and stuff coming out of people's mouths and arms falling off. But yeah, that's what you get for the Cloverfield Paradox. So what I like about this movie, the acting's good, the directing and special effects are pretty good, and the actual overall story was a fun watch. It's a fun space movie. But even though it's a fun space movie, it's a Cloverfield movie. And that is where it starts getting really confusing because I don't know where the Cloverfield in 2008, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and the Cloverfield Paradox mix as a universe as a whole. It doesn't make sense with switching dimensions and how, just a timeline. Let's put it that way. The timeline makes no sense. The first one's in New York. The second one is more of a kidnap thriller, but going to the city, which maybe is New York with a mothership. And then this one is something happening in space, and all of a sudden, boom, it's a Cloverfield movie out of nowhere because they're switching dimensions. So with the story and with the energy depletion, that's where I got confused because in the first and second one, there was no talk of energy just disappearing out of nowhere because that's how the movie starts up, is them trying to go to a gas station and power outages keep happening, people trying to get gas. And this was before the Cloverfield monsters. I don't know the timeline. It's kind of confusing with what they're trying to get with. I guess that's the biggest flaw and the biggest problem with this movie. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Honestly, it felt like, let's make a space movie. And they made a space movie because this movie has been on the shelf for a couple of years, apparently. And little did you know that there actually is a fourth Cloverfield movie, apparently already made, based in World War II. So now thinking with that and these other three movies, I'm really confused with the timeline because if they really do have a Cloverfield World War II movie already post-production made, I don't know what to think anymore. So with Cloverfield Paradox, it felt like they made a space movie. And they said, wait a minute. This is a decent space movie at Paramount Pictures, so let's tie this into the Cloverfield universe. But this is what happened. After being on the shelf for a while, the movie Life came out with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're like, this is a little similar. I don't know if we could release it at the same time like they did with Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down. So they said, no, let's push it back 6 months. And then probably people at Paramount said, this movie still doesn't make sense. Even with the Cloverfield thing, it actually makes less sense now. It's actually more confusing. And so they're like, no, let's wait 6 more months, put it on the shelf, so we can get J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot production into it and make some more changes to it because they're already at $40 million at this point. And then J.J. Abrams said, I got Star Wars Episode 9 to do. And Paramount went, oh snap. What do we do with this $40 million movie? Either we A, put it out in theaters, which I think they really should have, or B, sell it to Netflix, cut some losses, but just get it off our plate. And that's what they did. They decided to give it to Netflix. It was probably a 2-week deal. It's ridiculous. Sundance to the Super Bowl, it was on Netflix all of a sudden. So this $40 million deficit. Oh, and I really don't know why Paramount didn't keep this movie in theaters. It had a cast of Chinese, Belgium, German, Brazil, USA, the UK. This could have made money at the global scale at the box office. Marketing could have been really small for this movie, like, what's another Cloverfield movie in space? What's going to happen? Stay tuned and watch this movie February 17th. Or something. Worldwide, and it would have easily made over $150 million in the box office, tripling its production budget. But I don't know what they were trying to choose. So overall, Cloverfield Paradox. It's a well-made movie, good acting, directing, good fun space adventure. But adding this Cloverfield timeline to it actually diminishes the value of the movie because I have no idea where this is to the first one to the second one because it feels like this one is supposed to connect to the first one, but the end to connect the first one. And the end of this movie, let's just put it this way, some people go back to Earth, and there's a big monster that comes out of the clouds. I don't know where they're at anymore. Are they at the real Earth, the dimension Earth, the paradox Earth, the 7th dimension, the 9th dimension, the 6th sense Earth? I don't know where they're at anymore. It kind of gets confusing. And then let's just keep talking about the ending. The ending was also like Life, where it was just like, come on, that's how you're going to end it? Oh, it is not as satisfying as it could be. And also, speaking about Life in this movie, there's actually kind of shot-to-shot differences with Ryan Reynolds in Life, and then this one with the Russian and worms. It's kind of shot by shot with some of the deaths too, so maybe that's why Paramount's like, I don't know what to do anymore. But anywho, Cloverfield Paradox will receive 2.5 out of 5 blue futons, which equals a 50%. Let's see what the users and critic scores on Rotten Tomato gave the Cloverfield Paradox. Alright, just got done looking at Rotten Tomato. The critics gave it a 12%. The user scores gave it a more positive 62%. And as of right now, there is no critic consensus. So, I'm at the 50%. I feel like the audience score might dribble down a little bit, just because when thinking about the movie, it is a Cloverfield movie because it's a Cloverfield movie, but it's also 95% a space thriller, 95% space thriller, 5% Cloverfield movie. That was the kind of the same thing with 10 Cloverfield Lane. You know, it's a monster movie in the last 5% of the movie. Oh, it's a Cloverfield movie. So, since it's a Cloverfield movie, it diminishes the value because it made sense until the last 5 minutes. You're like, what's this paradox shift in dimensions? And I don't know, they're trying to tie it in with the first one of how the first one actually started, but it actually makes it more confusing on why these monsters are bigger than it was in 2008. And what's this energy problem? I don't know. I feel like it is going to go down. But Cloverfield Paradox, what did you think? Are you more with those critics 12%? Me with that 50%? Or the user scores with that 62%? But hey, energy is pretty good where I'm at. So I don't think Cloverfield monsters are coming anywhere. No, I'm joking. But hey, Chase Liaki, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this Blue Futon Utopia, you Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Man, when I first bought this shirt, I'm just realizing now, I thought it said bear season, not beer season. I don't even drink beer.